Hey everyone, we're here at Gen Con, and we're not at the hall that we played at, but I'm here at the more demo hall. And this weekend I played Black Yellow Luffy. I was able to get top four, fourth place with it. And I still have another regionals to go. We'll see how I do on Saturday for it. But I had a lot of people asking for it. I'm really excited for how I did, and I want to make a video for it. So I appreciate Brian for being the cameraman for it. I appreciate getting these promos as well. As far as I know, it's the first Mihawk and Perona here in the States, which is really nice. So happy to get these. And I do also think that unlike other decks, Luffy is not as much deckless. It's more kind of playstyle. So we're going to go over the deck. It's going to be pretty basic since most decks look the same. But kind of like my mentality of playing with it too. So deck list is also in the description. Make sure to check out Eggman events, and let's jump on into it. Already, Luffy, we kind of know how he works. He's really unique for this game. The fact that he has this play style of looping cards into your life, and he just plays different. His resources are different, and because of that, I think you play a little bit. You can't play the same as other leaders for it. So I do like what he does, and some people claim it's like a little bit linear, but most of the reason I found success, I feel like today, was because I was doing some more alternative plays, or being at like 7K instead of 9K, and like kind of budgeting my resources around that, because there are just some times where being a 9K leader and a 7K leader are the exact same. If your opponent's not wanting to invest Dawn on their cards and rather play out like a Gecko Moria 8-drop or something, then that just means you don't have to go down to 0 life, or you can budget it a little bit better. So that's the idea. Real quick, going through the 50 though, we've got our 2Ks, which should be pretty clear. It's the Flampe, it's the Hiyori, and 2 copies of Makino. These ones you have to run at 8. These ones I tried not Makino for a long time, like Suru for like the cost reduction, Perona. This is just probably still the best. There are just some times where you need to go down to 0 cards in your life, so you just have to do it. These ones obviously very good. They can set up some really good plays. This gets a lot of good advantage, and this lets you like put cards into your life specifically. So, but yeah, just simple 10, nothing too crazy. And then we've got the cards we have to run, which are 4 Garp, and then 4 of each of the main boys, and then 2 of the ace, which where'd you go? Trust me, oh, he's right here, he's hiding. All right, 2 of the ace, we're only running the 2 of the 5 drops, but I feel like you have to run these anyways. I'm not playing the 1 cost searcher event. I didn't miss it today. I felt like it was pretty consistent otherwise, and it just, as much like the consistency's there, you kind of lose out on some deck space. So if you like playing it, you can. I would not run it more than 2 though. I think 2 is more than enough, especially for playing 4 Garp already. So those are the small costs. Those should be pretty standard. And then if we go up to the high end, we do have our 5 costs. So we've got 4 of each of the Luffy. This was fine. I know some people do like a 7, so like a 4 and 3. I think that's fine too, especially if you want one more spot. But I like this card. There's a lot of ways that this gets a lot of value, and the removal in this deck is really important in a lot of matchups. So I think 4 and 4 is fine. If you want to do 4 and 3, you go for it. That's just an individual decision at that point. 4 Sabo because you have to, and then 2 of the ace. I've also tried like the other 5-drop Sabo too, but I think this is just a good one by itself. And we got enough removal as is, so I think that's fine. Ace is kind of like our finishing condition in some matchups, so I wasn't playing this card all the time. I think 2/2 is fine for it. Sometimes it's just like the worst card in our deck, but you just have to run it because it does give you a win condition in some spots you wouldn't get win anyways. And then 4 Moria, you know this card does. We'll see how long it stays. We've got a restriction list coming up. All right, and then my Spice card. So we're playing a couple of cards from the starter deck. We're playing the Emporio and the Edward Newgate. Both of them are just kind of more consistency pieces than anything. This is just being able, if you think of it like another copy of Hiyori, that's what it does. Being able to put a card into your life and then play it out, which is really nice, and be a blocker. So if you're able to play out if you put a 5-cost Sabo in there and then you play the 2-cost boy, you're able to get 2 blockers that can't be KO'd. You got some good cycle. You're a 7K leader, and you're closer to 0 life if you need to do that. So that's really good. That's the idea for this. And sometimes, like if we go first, it's just like your best turn 2 play. So I didn't mind doing that. And then Newgate, this one I like a lot. If I was to take out a Rocket Luffy, I'd probably put him as a 3rd copy. He's unfortunately kind of restricted to going 2nd being good. Because at 6 Dawn, he's really fantastic. 7 Dawn, he's a little bit slow, but What he does is that you take the top card of your life, or your deck, put it into your life, you look through all of your life, you put one back on top of your deck, and then you put the rest in any order. So this is kind of like a mix between it's like a Makino on a 7K body. But it just fixes your hand sometimes, which is really good. That you know what card you're going to get drawn next turn. Red Purple Law hates having a 7K because they can't get rid of it very easily. And in the mirror match that I played today too, I was able to drop one, and just being able to have a 7K body that I could just keep putting 2 Dawn on and pressure with, they had to really respect it and give me a lot of resources, which is nice. So I like it. It's a 1K. Worst case, you counter with it. Not a big deal. If you have the deck space, I highly recommend it. At least giving it a try if you haven't already. And then some additional events. We've got 2 Ice Ages and 2 Thunderbolts, so I appreciate that. In the deck, this for cost reduction. Some decks you just need to get rid of a big body, so having the Ice Ages help. And then Thunderbolt, you can play Saba if you like that better. I think this being able to just, for 2 Dawn, go to 0 life if you need to, get rid of a body is great. And against like Red Purple Law, like being able to get rid of their 5-drop kids with this is nice, so I like it too. If you don't like it, you can take it out. But this came up a lot today, and it helped out a lot. So I did appreciate it. And like with this one too, like you can see it with Newgate and put it into your life in a specific spot too, which is cool. So it came up a good amount. So there it is. All right, that's the main deck. Matchups for the day were 3 black and yellow Luffy, 2 Luccis, 1 Law, 1 Bonnie, and 1 Law, 1 Bonnie, and 1 Enel. So we're 8 games. Going into round 8, there were 3 undefeated 7-0s. Well, I was one of them. I was a down pair and I lost. So tournament ended because of that, and it was a mirror match. So only matchup I lost was the mirror match, which is usually pretty good. And with my opponent was super good, but I think at some point I think he just drew better. So I do like, again, like the 6-drop Newgate I think helps in that matchup. Sometimes the Emporio helps too, so I like that. Sometimes it's just whoever finds their geckos more and how that is, but I think it still doesn't do poor against a more traditional deck, even though, again, they're all pretty traditional for it. So that's kind of it. That's how it is. I highly recommend seeing, like, if you think of this as like a way where if your opponent, again, isn't able to do like a 9K attack very easy next turn, there's a good chance they can't do a 7K attack. And if they're attacking your leader, they're giving up the chance to play bodies on board, which is what really hurts you in the long run. So I would really recommend that. A lot of my success, and what I was able to do successfully, was be a 9K leader with 1 life left over, which made me feel really, really safe in a lot of situations, and that helped a lot. Also, find your Sabas. If you find your Sabas, you usually win. So just make sure you do that too. So that's really it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really appreciate Brian on the other side. Also, shouts to Karar for letting me borrow the mat. I might steal this from him for this weekend because I'm 7-1 on it, so that's really nice. So appreciate letting me borrow that last minute. And I think that's going to be it. So thank you guys very much. Check out the deck list in the description too, and we'll see how we do Saturday. See you guys then.